Hey guys, what is going on? Randall Thor 19, bringing you a review, my thoughts of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, the latest in the long-running series, this time developed by Infinity Ward. You know what? I am just gonna start this video off by saying I'm probably not your typical Call of Duty player. I know everybody, when they play Call of Duty, they think of the multiplayer, and rightly so, because the multiplayer is very addictive. But I come at Call of Duty from a different perspective. As you guys know, the people that watch TXR podcasts, people that watch my channel, I like a good single-player campaign, so I tend to focus on those aspects when I do my reviews, and that is what I'm going to focus on primarily with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. How was the campaign? Did it live up to previous Infinity Ward games? Is it better than Black Ops and things like that? And I will touch on the multiplayer and zombies later on in the review, but my focus is going to be on the campaign. And I'm going to say right off the bat, I really enjoyed this campaign. I thought it was probably the best it's been in a long time, and it rivals, for me, it's just for me, it rivals the stories and the campaigns told in the Modern Warfare series, specifically Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2. I've never been a fan of Black Ops, the Treyarch series. I think they're completely overrated, in my opinion. I know Ghost was the last one Infinity Ward did, and I thought that game was a travesty. Probably the worst of the Call of Duties that have been released since Call of Duty 2. Well, no, Call of Duty 3 was pretty bad as well, so Ghost and Call of Duty 3 pretty much tie for me. But let's talk about the campaign, about the things I liked. I love the setting. I've been very adamant from the beginning, even though when people were hating on this game in the initial reveal, like, oh, Call of Duty's in space, what are we, Halo now? Call of Duty in space, I want boots on the ground, I want a modern present-day story. Screw that, you know what? I want something new and different, because I've played all the modern-day boots-on-the-ground stories. I played them all, and I just want something new. And Call of Duty, with this far into the future, I think it's like 150 years into the future, it gave me something new, it gave me something different. I actually felt like we got a Battlestar Galactica game. I mean, look how that starship just zoomed right into the battlefield. Zoomed, I could probably come up with a better word, but this game reminded me so much of like what a proper Battlestar Galactica game would feel like. And I'm a sci-fi nut, so the sci-fi setting, you know, stealthing through asteroids, landing on a foreign planet and seeing the Saturn in its full glory in the distance, or landing on the moon of Titan, which is a moon on Jupiter, I believe, and walking across the frozen surface of it. It just made my inner child just smile. I love this stuff. I love sci-fi settings. You know, I also love time travel stories, but we got no time travel in this one. We just got the time. We just have the far future and sci-fi stuff. And this game, I think it does it well. It's not there as like, oh, we want to do Call of Duty in space. This is a story. And that's another thing that this game does really well. Probably the best thing, in my opinion, is the storytelling, the cinematics, the characters. I know they actually took a story writer from Naughty Dog on his shows, because this is probably the best told. I'm not saying it's the best story that Call of Duty's ever done, but the way it's told, the way the story is told, is probably among the best. Like, I was engaged from the second I started playing it until I finished it, which took me about, I'd say, 8 hours. I played it on adventure difficulty, as I do all Call of Duties. Usually if there's an achievement for playing it on hard or the hardest, I always do it right away. I don't shy away from a challenge when it comes to these things. And this is something new. You know, when you're in a sci-fi setting, you got to add some things new. So you pilot your own craft. So the story is set up in this way: is you are Captain Nick Reyes, right? You're in a war against the SDF, which is the Settlement Defense Force, and their leader, Jon Snow, Kit Harington from Game of Thrones. They attack you. and you go on the offensive, and you have your own gigantic battleship called the Retribution. And whoever made this game, whoever was designing this game, is clearly a huge Mass Effect fan, because after every mission you come back to the bridge, you can talk to the individual characters scattered around the ship, so it gives you a better, you get more attached to the characters. There's a star map on the bridge which you then would choose your next missions. There's a captain's quarter where you go into and look at intel and look at the board where where you have all the they call it like the Joker's board. I'm forgetting the term for it, but it's where you would track your kills against the leadership of the SDF. It feels very much like Mass Effect, and this game also features side quests. So you go to that star map, you can choose the main missions, or you can choose the side quests. And some of the side quests are really spectacular, really good, and they're also worth doing because they give you perks. So if you do this side quest, which is one you're looking at right now, might give you a fast regen perk for your suit. If you do all of them, you got like quick draw, you got extra equipment. I mean, the litany goes on of the things that you get from doing the side missions. They're very much worth doing, not only because a lot of them are good, but because if you just focused on the main missions, you're not getting the full experience of this game. So I recommend doing all the side missions. And the characters in the game, I really cared about some of the characters. Like I said, I think the main character, Nick Reyes, he's done perfectly well. Ethan, who's the robot character in this game, is among my favorites. I think he brings a lot of levity and a lot of humor to the game. He's great. Omar is another fantastic character who he's played by. I don't know if anybody's out there seeing Supergirl. He plays Johns Jones. He's fantastic. And the character that's always with Nick, Salter, she's well done. All the characters are extremely well done. So when you get to the end of the game, you feel for what's going on. I'm not going to spoil anything. I don't like to do that, but I mean, they stick with the story beats, and it plays out from beginning to the end. There's really no surprise to what happens because it's laid out from the very beginning. I'm going to say it's probably my favorite Call of Duty story. I'm just thinking about it. It's up there. And of course, we got the Call of Duty multiplayer, which is right here. I mean, I know this is the reason people play it. I don't know. I tend to spend my time in single player, to be honest with you, but the multiplayer is there for anybody that wants it. It has a lot of pay-to-win transactions with the supply drops. I'm not a big fan of that stuff, so take that for what it's worth. I did enjoy playing it. I know I have a beta impressions video out there where I didn't really care for it, but I mean, they changed it up from the beta. It feels a little bit different. I enjoyed my time playing the game, but for me, it all comes down to the Call of Duty campaign, and there's so many things, like the animations in it, the cinematics, how well the cinematics and the lip syncing are, like how it tells the story from beginning to end. Just utterly, it just transfixed me the whole time. That's the best words I can say about a game, is I did not want to stop playing the game, much like I did with Titanfall 2, which recently came out. I was just I want to know what's happening. I care about these characters and what's going on. And that's, when a game does that, it's done something right. But not only does this game feature campaign and multiplayer, it also features the much loved fan favorite zombies, with Infinity Ward putting their own spin on it. So this is zombies in Spaceland. It's got this whole 80s theme, this whole 80s vibe that's going on. I'm playing as the geek, and you can see he kind of slaps in a weird way, but I've played pretty much all the zombies, going back to Black Ops 1, to Black Ops 2, to Advanced Warfare. I skipped out on Black Ops 3 because I didn't really care. I don't care for the Black Ops franchise, so I skipped on that. But really digging the aesthetics, the music, the vibes, all the stuff that's in this one. And I thought I was okay, I've had enough of zombies. Man, I gotta say this, they did. I think they've done a really, really good job with this zombies game. And that's, pretty much why I play the Call of Duty games. I play it first and foremost for the campaign, secondly for the zombies, and lastly for the multiplayer. Just going back to touch on the campaign, I think a lot of people aren't giving it its fair due out there. A lot of people just don't particularly care, for whatever reason. The the futuristic setting. I fully embraced it. Infinite Warfare is at its best when it embraces that sci-fi setting too. I think Infinite Warfare is at its worst, or maybe not as good, as one is trying to emulate the boots on the ground type stuff, especially early going of the campaign. The beginning of the campaign isn't as strong as the end of the campaign. And yeah, when you do get your Jackal and some of that, like the flight stuff, those flight side missions can become a little repetitive towards the end, but I think it varies up the gameplay enough where you don't feel like you're doing too much of it, right? And I know some people won't like this, but I actually liked going to the star map and picking out a mission, and then going to the armory and picking out your weapons, and then going into the Jackal and priming it. I think it added something that a lot of games don't have, where it's not just like you pick your mission and boom, cutscene and we're playing. Like it gives a sense that this world is lived in, that the characters in there are real. I know they're not real, obviously, because it's a video game, but it adds a lot of weight to it. Like your decisions matter. It's like you pick this mission, you go talk to some people, you go get the loadout, you go hop into a plane, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Some people won't. Like I know a few of my friends are just like, I just want to play the missions, but I actually enjoyed the lead up to the missions not as much as the missions themselves, but I just think they added something. Like they added something to the game, which I'd never really seen in another game like it. So all in all, as a complete package, I would give Call of Duty Infinite Warfare an 8.5. Can't go wrong if you pick this up, especially if you want to play single player and zombies. I mean, don't look at my review for a review of the multiplayer, because that's not what I care about in Call of Duty. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm busy playing Call of Duty Remastered right now on Veteran. I might have a video up for that soon. If not, look for Rand's Roundup, where I take a look at the recent released ID Xbox games. There's been a lot of them, so I'll have that video up soon. If you liked the review, or if you want to see more of this type of content, hit the like button. Consider subbing to the channel for more future content. Hope you guys have a great day. I will see you later.
I hope this is enough.
Got yourself a prize.
My imagination, I can use this.